I mean, so if I can think back to when I was young, growing up in the neighborhood I was growing up with, the one thing I noticed about it was there was really nobody that looked like me in my neighborhood. There was nobody that looked like me at my school. There was nobody that really looked like me at the grocery store. The only other person that looked like me was my brother. So, you know, um, fast forward, a few years later, my mom and pop separated, and then it was just, my mom is white, my dad was black, so it was like it was just tough. Like we'd say we go to the grocery store, and I could notice people looking at us strange, looking at my mom strange. People would make comments, and like from that early age, I felt marginalized. I felt different, and I could feel the I mean, then I didn't know what it was, but now I think it's called racism, per se, or stereotypical, or something. But it was tough as a young kid. I think I started smoking weed when I was probably about, let's say, grade 4, grade 5 is the first time I tried it. Pretty young. So what is that, 10 years old? I remember the very first day of trying it was like in those little portables, those portables that they had in schools back in the day. Was around the corner at like lunchtime. Needless to say, I didn't make it back to class.
And didn't take very long for things to escalate from weed to, say, crack cocaine.
It was actually pretty wild how fast it happened. I remember the very first time I tried that drug, I was 13, so I was in grade 8 at the time. I remember we were living by Joy Station in East Vancouver, and it was in this little basement suite that my mom lived upstairs with me and my brother, and my sister lived downstairs, and we were downstairs, and I seen some older people smoking it, older than me anyways, and I asked if I could try it. They said sure, and I remember trying that, and what I got from that when I ingested that substance into my body and smoked it, I tell you, that's the first time that I can really remember in my life feeling some kind of comfort, and I just felt like nothing mattered in the moment. Like it got me so high, you know what I mean? It comforted me though, and I didn't feel any worries. I felt strong. I felt powerful. I felt not afraid. I felt good from it. I felt like it was something that I was missing. And the first thing I said when I was done smoking, I was like, "Can I get some more of that?" Yeah, it gives me chills, and it warms my heart just to think about like what everybody's been through that's gonna get these awards on the night. It's not easy to come back from anything. There's lots of people who don't get the opportunity to come back, whether it's you're in an accident and you didn't make it, or whether you're using substances and you've passed away, or you've had some issues with your mental health, and some people don't make through that either. There's different things that are so many different things that are happening for folks that it's so inspiring to see others just trying to make it through, making it through, and then giving back and sharing their stories. I think is remarkable, and it's not always easy to share your story. And so I think everybody's super brave for wanting to share their stories.